Fans, PB&Z, Sports Chaos. And guess what? We're coming up with the NFC South, which on paper might be one of the worst divisions in the whole league. But as we walk through this, I don't know. We'll see. We'll talk about this. And by the way, in honor of one of the greatest NFC South players, only because he won a Super Bowl for Tampa Bay, Tom Brady's going to sit in with us on this one. And PB's got his Tom Brady Tampa Bay ring on. Yes, sir. Yeah, baby. Hey, PB, before I kick this thing off, right? The big news out of the NFL today, I mean, in my mind, 100 plus players oversold their Super Bowl tickets they were allocated. And now, if they don't accept the penalty, they'll be suspended. What do you think about that?
Wow, that is pretty crazy. I mean,
You know
I
what?
don't
As
know.
a
I'm
fan, I
speechless.
mean, I've never been. Have you? Did you say you went to one Super Bowl?
No, I've never been to a Super
Yeah.
Bowl.
But you know why? Because the tickets are outrageously priced because people scalp them all the time, right? And to have a player who's making, like, God knows how much money he's making, scalp his tickets, that's crazy. That shouldn't be allowed. So I'm glad Roger Goodell is doing that. We'll see what happens out of that. All right, we're going to talk NFC South, as I said earlier. We're going to start off with Carolina. P, by the way, Carolina, they drafted a kid, this guy, Terrell McMillan. I don't know if I say it right. I know you were high on him, right?
Yeah, yeah,
You're high on him, right?
yeah. He's supposedly out, depending on how you classify Travis Hunter, he was the top wide receiver coming out of the draft this year.
Okay. You know who I like? Kid that got in the fourth round. His brother plays in the NFL now. Trevor Etienne, a running back. So, but other than that,
Uh-huh.
I wasn't impressed by their draft picks. And their roster right now is still kind of so-so, in my opinion. I mean,
Yeah,
this kid McMillan going in, other than Adam Thielen, he may be the best wide receiver on the roster if he's healthy, correct?
yeah, it could be. Yeah,
And for Bryce
yeah.
Young, a guy going to his third year, correct? His third year. It's not a great look for him.
Yeah. And then you had Jonathan Brooks, who was their top pick last year, who spent the whole year on the IR. He came back to try to play a game or two and he retore his ACL again. I mean, this team has just not had good luck over the last couple of years
Having
in
said that,
drafts and
let's get
stuff.
right
So
into it because
yeah,
I'm curious what you
yeah,
think their record
yeah.
looks like
Well, like
looking
you
at their
said,
schedule.
on paper, and that's where I have it. It's on paper. So on paper, I mean, this division, like you said, we're looking to me at a division that could end up winning with a losing record. That's how I
Again,
feel about
again,
this.
again.
I mean, that's how I feel about this division. And when you're
What do you
talking
what,
about
so looking
Carolina,
through Carolina, what do you look at it? What do you think for them?
yeah, and I mean, let's start there. I mean, that's to me, them and New Orleans both are just not looking good right now. They both have actually New Orleans under
You
over.
know what? When we get to New Orleans, I'm a little higher on them than you are, but
Okay,
Carolina,
yeah.
I
So
got. I'm just saying right now, I got Carolina 4-13 at best.
okay,
At
that's
best.
that's what I have them. I have them at 4-13.
And what's
Um,
Vegas have them at?
That's what I was going to get at is this team isn't even the last team in the division in terms of under over wins from Vegas. New Orleans is last.
They
They
have.
Vegas has them at 6.5,
Okay.
which I think is an easy under.
Yeah.
I can't see this team winning 7 games. How does this team win 7 games? I don't know.
No,
I
I
did.
got them losing at Arizona, Atlanta, both games against Atlanta, Dallas, Buffalo, at Green Bay, at Atlanta, at Atlanta, at New Orleans, at Tampa Bay, and then probably at the Jets. Believe it or not, the Saints being swept by the Saints, being swept by Tampa Bay. They play at San Fran. They probably lose that game as well. And Seattle, I gave them a benefit of the doubt. They win Seattle at home, but I don't even know if they win that game.
No. You're right. Maybe they win a game they shouldn't, but this is a 4-13 team. We both have them at that. I mean, it's an easy under. If I'm off by 2.5 on Vegas's under over, that's a bet. Like I'm making that bet all day.
Yeah, yeah. All right, let's go to the Falcons next. So the Falcons, you know what? I'm somewhat impressed by the draft. They went out, they knew their defense was weak. They got Jaylen Walker from Georgia, James Pierce, Tennessee, Xavier Watts, ND, and Billy Bowman. Guys who are filling positions they have some gaps at. So I think they have a good job at what they've done with their roster. And the only question mark for them on their roster is, can Michael Penix lead them down the field, right?
Yeah. Yep. That's the big question. And I think he can. I have this team projected to win the division. Um, Believe it or not, Vegas has the under over at 7.5. I do like the over. I think this team can win 8 games this year, but I do have them just at that. I have them at 8 and 9 winning the division, which is crazy.
Yeah, I see
But
that. I see them losing Minnesota week 2 at Minnesota week 2, Washington week 4, Buffalo week 5,
at San
and then they go on a
Francisco,
streak at 12, week 12 at New Orleans, 13 at Tampa Bay. They're going to lose some conference division games. I'm sorry, 7 Rams, and then it's some of their out of conference games that'll kill them. At San Fran, Minnesota. Believe it or not, I got them losing at New England and at the Jets, even though we don't know what's going on. Justin Fields practice today, so.
yeah. But then
But
even
I'm
at
with you.
home, they
I
got to
got them
play.
8-9, 8-9.
Yeah, even at home, they still have to play Miami. They got to play the Rams. They got to play Washington. They got to play Buffalo. And those are tough home games. But I think this team is talented. This team can win games. That's why I have them at 8-9 too. So far, we're spot on. We both have Carolina 4-13. We both have
I
Atlanta
agree.
8.
The wild card, and I've got this in my notes. The wild card is Michael Penix going to live up to the hype. And, why they draft, because he look this way. PB, he's got 2 really good running backs in Bijan Robinson and Tyler Algier, who I know you like a lot in your fantasy stuff, right? Later on in the draft.
Yeah,
Drake London's a stud wide receiver. Tight end Kyle Pitts, stud wide receiver.
they're
They got
talented.
some players, right?
Yeah, there's no questions. That's why, and believe it or not, at 8 and 9, I have them winning the division. Now, if they can find a way to win one more game and go 9-8, I think the division's theirs. But yeah, I'm high on this team. They're 7.5 right now at Vegas, so I'd take that over all day on that one. But they do have a tough schedule. Let's face it.
Have them at 8-9.
Yep, I do too.
What I love about this is you look up the Vegas odds. I don't know. And by the way, I'm a little I'm on the overside, right?
Yeah, and we both are. We were always within a little bit. That's why
Yeah.
6.5 for Carolina is way too high. Like that's a full win team. You have them at 4. I have them at 4. That's high.
Yes.
All right, what's next?
The Saints. Let's go to New Orleans. All right. Hey, by the way, I love the pick of Kevin Banks in the first round for them at offensive line. But here's the one that gets me going when we talk about the schedule. Most websites, ESPN and all the other people have Tyler Shaw, the quarterback out of Louisville, is the predicted #1 starter for this team. And if he starts, that's where my picks go downhill. He's not ready to be an NFL quarterback yet. So what do you think?
Yeah, I know you're high on Spencer Rattler, and he. Let's see how they do in camp. Let's see how they do in preseason. Let's see who actually wins that job. But right now, like you said,
Wait, he's got some players. Alvin Kamara's in the backfield. Chris Olave's a wide receiver. Brandon Cooks, who came over the Cowboys. I've always loved him out of Oregon State. And then Rashid Shaheed. He's got some skilled players. He could just freaking throw the ball. Do you agree?
yeah, yeah, I do agree. But let's look at it this way: Vegas has them at the last bottom of the division, one of the worst under overs in the entire NFL this year at 5.5. And I think they struggle to get there. Their schedule's tough. I mean, they got to play Seattle on the road. They got to play Buffalo on the road. They got to play San Francisco at home. They got to go up to Chicago. They got to go play LA on the road. They got to play in Miami, at Tampa, of course, in the division. I think this is a tough schedule for them. I got them winning, tying for last with Carolina at 4-13.
All right, so hang on. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, I'm with you. I'm 4-9.
You mean 4-13?
4-13, yeah.
All
All right.
right. So
But you know
far
what,
we're
BB?
all
BB, I'll just say this. I'll just say this. If they had a top-notch quarterback in playing offense, the defensive players are studs. Cam
no,
Jordan, Demario Davis, Kool-Aid McKinstry, Justin Reed in the backfield. They got some studs on
not
that
sold.
team.
I am not sold on the defense. I think that's their downfall. I think their defense is gonna if anything, their defense is gonna lose them games and cause their offense to have to be on the field
Yeah, I think
more than
Atlanta's defense is going to kill them more than New Orleans is.
all right, we'll
When
see.
you got a
We'll
stud like
see.
Jordan, who's going to get the team around him, yeah, leaders lead. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see. But I guess we get 4-9 again. All right, let's go to the team that we're going to disagree on already because you didn't have them win the division. I do.
No.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, I got Tampa. I mean, Vegas under over is 9.5, which is 2 games above Atlanta's 7.5. So Vegas clearly has them projected to win this division. But I just look at their schedule. It's really tough. I mean,
Well, they
their
do because
road,
they're a playoff team.
they're a playoff team. They're playing and they're playing a number one schedule. So they got to play, you know, Detroit in Detroit, right? They got to play Buffalo in Buffalo. They got the Chargers in LA. They got to play at Miami. They got Philly at home. I mean, these are San Francisco at home. I mean, these are all losses in my opinion. Even the New England game at home for them could be a struggle. Um, I I just don't see this team getting to that 9.5 number. I think they go under. Can they go 9-8 and win the division? Maybe. Could they go 8-9 and squeak out the division? Maybe, depending on how they do against divisional opponents. But I have this team at 7-10, finishing second behind Atlanta at 8-9. Now, they may tie Atlanta at 8-9, and Atlanta wins the tiebreakers to win the division, but I get them at 7-10. Sorry, Tampa. And despite my wearing of the Super Bowl ring from Tom Brady, I just don't have them doing it this year.
I'm going to shock you. First of all, I'm surprised they went all in on the draft of wide receivers because they get Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Now, I know they're injury prone because they're older than life, right? But if they can stay healthy for 15 games, and this kid, Amika, I can't even say his last name, Abuka from Notre Dame,
Yeah.
wide receiver, Tez Johnson from Oregon State, you plug those guys in, Mayfield has an arsenal of wide receivers. If those guys, the veterans, stay healthy, if the rookies can actually play in the NFL. And when Baker Mayfield, I think back to those Oklahoma days when he beat Ohio State, planted the flag, when he's got weapons, he's a dangerous dude. Like he said, I feel dangerous today. So I'm a little different on that. And by the way, the defense, Vita Vea on the front line, if he's healthy all year long, he's a disruptor. The Levante David, we saw what he did when they won Super Bowl, right? Antoine Winfield, stud, right? So they got some studs on their defense. At the end of the day, I know it's a tough schedule. I got them losing Philly. I'm with you on that. I got them losing San Fran at Detroit. They're going to split with New Orleans. They'll lose at Buffalo because it's late in the year, and Florida teams just don't win in Buffalo late in the year. And then San Fran. But after that, maybe Miami, maybe at Seattle. I got them 10-7. Believe it or not, I got them 10-7.
Wow. Okay. You got them.
I
It's
believe
this.
in Baker.
All right. Well, that's the only one we're off on. We had the same exact win totals for the other 3 teams in the division. This
Yeah.
one we're off on by a lot. We're off by 3 full games because you have them 7-10. I have
And
them
Vegas
7-10. You
had
have them
them
ten
at
and
what
seven.
Vegas have them again?
9.5. Yeah.
There you
So
go.
you're right.
I'm
You're
on my
right there.
over bet. I'm on my over bet.
I like the under. I like the under on this one. I think
So
Tampa
based
Bay.
on that, you have New Orleans or Atlanta winning the division.
Oh, I have New Orleans at 4-13. Are you kidding
Oh,
me? I
that's
got
right.
Atlanta. I got Atlanta winning the division at 8-9.
So you got a lot of faith in Michael Penix, and he's the guy. Whether he has a stud season or not, that's the difference, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah.
if Michael Penix throws for 4,000 yards and 35 touchdowns, I'm with you.
Yeah. Hey, you know who else you didn't even mention when you were talking about Tampa Bay is Bucky Irving. That guy is a player. Another guy out of Oregon.
I know you're hiring him for fantasy. I get it. I don't go for fantasy guys, but anyways, you're right. He's a stud. By the way, I think Bucky. What's his backup? I think is the kid from Dallas 2 years ago, right? Rico Dottle, something like
No,
that, right?
it's still Rashad White.
Oh, all right, there you go.
Rashad
So
White's still there.
so
Yeah.
that's what you know. What in my opinion, we'll
All
see.
right.
All right, man. Next we got what?
We got the AFC South next, another division that's the South, NFC, and AFC are both just dismal divisions in my opinion.
They should have a toilet bowl competition at the end of the year.
Right?
All right, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right. See ya.